And now, coming to you, high atop TV studios at the Algonquin Hotel, Mozart's own Queen of the Night, Sybil Ophthalmia Brunchin.
She always sings mid-phrase and then dies like that. It's very interesting. Bonjour, les amis. Ah. Well, this crowd is so much more intelligent than last week's. Although, for those of you who are continuity consultants in the audience, for those of you whose job it is to work on continuity in film or television, you'll notice that the same warm, foamy bottle of half-drunk Corbel champagne is on my sets. Lovely. As you noticed by that overture, I'm at war with my clothing and my makeup tonight. Really, when a woman is at war with her clothes... Is Eileen here, my friend? There she is. Eileen, you're an attractive woman. Attractive, what an understatement. If only our camera could pan. But we don't have castor balls on it, so it's a permanent thing. If only we did, I could do costume arrangement like that without the audience seeing at home. No, Eileen is a dear friend of mine. She's quite physically extraordinary. Not to the expense of her mind, though. No, isn't that a consolation? A woman can be beautiful and have an IQ of 210. Oh, thank you. Thank you for noticing. I went off on a track there. Where was I going? Oh, as you noticed by the overture that I got, my audiences are rarely concerned with taste, breeding, humor, daily news. They just want some beefcake. Beefcake, that's all they understand. If I came out here with a pair of pasties that went in opposite directions... That's all they want. It's just one big carny show, carny show. And that's why my viewers in Cincinnati, Dallas, do we still have Dallas? Yeah. What a lie. No, we probably do. Really, stop it once. No, one was women often talk to their clothes. It puts them in line. The clothes behave when you speak to them. It's an old trick. You gentlemen should learn it. Do not be afraid to do this at chairman of the board meetings. When you're sitting there in your Brooks Brothers pinstripe suit, just tell your suit to behave itself. Don't worry about what your friends will think. Men are so gullible, aren't they, Eileen? Really, they're frightening. Attractive, good companions in the dark, but gullible. Well, oh, it's my turn. I'm sorry. It's January 23rd. Before we go any farther, is that a birthday? When a woman is frightened, a woman of position, and she feels like screaming, don't ever scream in public with your mouth open. Just do this. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, garçon, for the menu. Oh! Lovely selection of soups. Now, first of all, I must tell you, January the 23rd, you have about 3 weeks to plan. What am I looking in this menu for? I must address this first. Mark DeAngelis, my producer of live events. Well, this is a live event. It was until about 5 minutes ago, is producing a birthday party for our television program, our happy family, and myself at 157... I feel like I have faces, and you know in those 1940s movies where someone's having a nightmare, it's a nightmare sequence, Sybil Brunchin having a nightmare about the child she ran over in her 1939 Packard. Oh, I'm innocent. And the faces are spinning around going, you did it. Oh no, Herbert, it was just a nightmare. I'm fine. All right. Only my regular viewers will know, like Lou Maletta, who's my most regular viewer. That's why I pay him $1.98 every week. know why I'm confused by 157, our address at the Gay Cable Network. Gay because we're happy. 156 Fifth Avenue, and this is Area. Area is at 157 Hudson Street. And that is February 13th, Thursday, 10 p.m. Please write us. We'll send you an invitation. I'm seeing a finger pointing at the air. That either means I have 1 minute left, or it means the divine Savior is coming down to either strike me with lightning or take me away. Like Mary, bodily into heaven. I shan't have to die. I shall be taken as a whole person because of my purity and innocence. Those Evita Peron gestures always work on a crowd like this. On a rabble. When I wish them to applaud, all I have to do is do this. And make my mouth square like Patti LuPone. And they applaud. Now, we're having champagne, cake, all sorts of things at Area. That is Thursday. What's the date? You're paying attention. February 13th, 10 p.m. Write us, please, at the Gay Cable Network. We'll send you an invitation, and we'll be back in just a minute to address some things. I see a present here, which is probably very stale. Major Confiscure. I'll try that later. And we'll be back after this commercial. My dear. Oh my goodness, what a terribly naughty crowd this is. As I said, so much brighter and charming, and yet refreshing than last week's. Now, one other thing, very quickly. I'm sorry, audience, here, but at home, I have to make this announcement. The Paris Commune is having a birthday dinner February 20th. The Paris Commune is in the phone book. I don't have... Are you printing the address on... I think on the monitor. He's printing the address on me right now. Probably right over my makeup. And that's going to be a banquet. Now, I must tell you all, this banquet is very special. It is the end of the fiscal year for Sybil Bruncheon Enterprises. I know that you also saw Time magazine a couple of weeks ago with that cover story on mergers and buyouts, and GE is buying RCA, and, you know, Pet Foods owns Purina Ralston, and they mixed up the cans or something. I mean, whatever they do. Sybil Bruncheon Enterprises, which includes my family empire in Europe, which is the only last monarchy like Monaco. What are the four? There's Liechtenstein, Monaco, San Marino, and my own family estate, which is somewhere between France and Scotland. It's on the border between the two of them. What a bovine crowd this is. They have no sense of geography. And I don't suggest that you go home right now and look at your atlases to find my family estate. Anyway, what am I talking about here? The Paris Commune is throwing a dinner, and unfortunately, there will be no commoners allowed. But that is not a problem for those of us who are in my studio audience tonight, because I have noticed in our Nielsen ratings that many... So, Eileen, you're very pretty, but really you should learn to make ugly faces. Ugly faces! See, when gentlemen laugh at things you say, you simply go, that was delightful, Ambassador. Stops them dead. Stops them dead. Especially if they have their hands down your dress. Cuts them right off. It's like a douse of cold water right on you-know-where. Now, they're throwing a banquet. It's like a skipped record. Oh, God. I feel like Ronnie Blakey in Nashville all of a sudden. I'm going to sing some songs for you tonight. I've forgotten the words. No one saw Nashville. Really, my material has got to be doctored for the Miss Frances of Ding Dong School crowd. I must not make any references to cinema, art, modern pictures. For instance, if I say what if I were to make a pun about the painting by Duchamp, Nude Descending a Staircase? How many of you know Nude Descending a Staircase? Lou, you can turn off the applause sign. Now, as I was telling you, so many, in our Nielsen ratings, so many of my audience has been discovered to be ambassadors, diplomats, members of the diplomatic corps, or members of royalty. I do not allow industrialists among my close friends, which is why I'm shunning the Trumps and the Helmsleys. It was one of my biggest New Year's resolutions. No, really, I would never dream of being snobbish to self-made people. People who have made their way, made their fortunes by their own gumption. That's why I'm rejecting both of those couples. Think about it. It'll sift in a little bit. Let's mimeograph that last statement. And there was probably one too many dangling participles in that sentence for them. But anyway, we're going to have a banquet for ambassadors, diplomats, and members of royalty. And that is why I addressed it. By the way, how many of this audience, as a random sampling of what usually comes to the theater to see me, how many of you are ambassadors tonight? Oh, this must be a crowd very heavily laden on the royalty section. No. Let me ask, so that our audience at home would not be deceived. I shall endeavor to undeceive you. Can you figure out what that means? All right, we only had 3 or 4 ambassadors. How many diplomats? That's all right. They often eat with their feet. And no, they've been sent to appalling countries like Kenya, Zimbabwe, things like this. We cannot expect them to know Western-style manners. Pick up your fork in your left hand. Now, how many members of royalty are here tonight? Fine. Then I invite those members of royalty, and this is quite sincere, February 20th, in honor of Sybil Brunson program birthday and anniversary, a banquet to be held at the Paris Commune, which is where the communists began. This is like Royalist night at the Paris Commune. Royalist night at the Paris Commune. No red, please, no red. You must not wear red. But you must wear, now this is the only stipulation, you must wear your ceremonial garb as an ambassador, a diplomat, or whatever ceremonial garb you would wear to a coronation. So you must come in your royal drag. That's not drag, darlings. Drag, you gentlemen who are unmarried with friends. I do not suggest that you wear drag. I suggest that you wear your royal persona, accoutrement. Lovely. Lovely. If I were killed in a car accident, you could go on for me. Say accoutrement one more time. Who said that? Michael Wyand. An employee of the network. People wonder why I'm paranoid. Shh, I should tell only you at home. They've tried to get rid of me several times during this taping. A frenelle broke loose on our previous program, came just within inches of me. Michael Wyand, you'll be dismissed. We're going to have that banquet February 20th at 7:30. The details are printed on the screen right now. It's pre-fee. Pre-fee, let's all say that. Pre-fee. What does that mean? Lovely. I wonder who answered that question. And we'll be back in just a moment after this station break. My goodness, this program went by very quickly.